The Hallmark Channel. The only thing that is really the hallmark of this channel is the Christmas content that it pumps out each year. These mid to low budget movies have predictable plots, characters, and some feel like they've been written by a high schooler.
I'm a girl coming from the big city with a boyfriend that takes me for granted going into a rural town.
I'm a guy from that rural town that doesn't like that she's here. I run a pet rescue and adopted my dead sister's kid. I'm basically perfect.
I'm going to emotionally cheat on my boyfriend for a few weeks before breaking up with him, abandoning my successful job in life, and maybe make one with this new guy I met a week ago.
Man, we're gonna dance around the fact that we're attracted to each other for about an hour and a half of runtime. At some point, I'm going to misunderstand something crucial.
Don't think we're not going to end up together though, because that's definitely happening.
But once in a blue moon, with the silhouette of Santa's reindeer, they make something truly special. Not perfect, never perfect, but just good nonetheless.
In this instance, they managed to make it a series starring a hunky guy, a not so hunky guy, and Dirks from Letterkenny. If you've never seen Letterkenny, then this won't make much sense, but if you have, we'll be happy to know that Big Dick Dirks is actually a pretty consistent actor in these Hallmark movies, and the dichotomy is hilarious.
Very phallic. Very phallic.
Movie opens on hunky guy giving himself a pep talk in the mirror, of course, shirtless for all the middle-aged moms watching. This is Luke, the middle of three brothers who...
Honey, gonna be late.
Coming, Mom!
Still lives with his mom. Of course, he's also a firefighter, super hunky, and his mom is single.
We're then introduced to the youngest brother, Taylor, or as you may know him, Dirks. He's a video game designer with a bad attitude. He's not too into Christmas season.
I see you chose to ignore today's festive dress code. Well, it doesn't exactly scream Christmas cheer.
There's a blonde who works here who compliments his pin.
It's a nice pin. Is that the one my mom gave you for Christmas last year?
2 years ago. Lasted longer than we did.
They're revealing a new game, and when Dirk sees the promotional material, he has what I feel is a valid crash out.
Is there an issue?
Yup. Spent 18 months coding an industry-defining interface, and you've slapped a snowman on it, and it looks like a handful of marshmallows that somebody stuffed in their pocket.
It's unfair.
Furthermore,
Glossing over the fact I don't know what he means by an industry-defining interface. And besides the fact that the landscape is obviously AI generated, I get where he's coming from here. It doesn't fit the vibe of the game. This crash out does get him fired from his job though, so womp womp.
Nobody likes you.
Stefan, the older brother, is a pet therapist. Yes, apparently that is a thing. Who meets this quirky girl who is basically throwing herself at him, and he's none the wiser. A theme for the rest of the movie.
So it's just the two of you at home?
Yep. Single as a snowman.
On his walk home, Taylor sees his neighbor, Mark, who really loves the holiday decorations, some more explicit than others. He's kind of a dick.
Nice flower. Come with a walker and some fuzzy slippers.
nice truck. Did it come with an unearned sense of self-confidence?
No. Came with a snowmobile.
Do you think there are actually people like this? People who never grew beyond high school? They must be as insufferable as this guy.
At the firehouse, Luke is berated by his fellow fire people about getting sent to a salon for a false alarm time and time again because they think he's hot. We get it, he's hot. Stefan is deathly afraid of public speaking and really people in general. We see this by his total disinterest in helping an animal shelter with a presentation on responsible adoption. I think that he would be right up his alley, but it seems like he's the one who needs therapy, not the animals.
Taylor is playing some video games when he gets a call from his mother.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
What
perfectly
did I
well.
do? Taylor, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, and I can see you.
I should set an extra plate.
No, we're done here.
I think I...
Ma! I'll be up in 5!
So Taylor, too, lives with his mother. I'm betting that Stefan also lives with Mom. I'm sensing a bit of a theme here. Mom is really interested in getting the boys together to decorate the house. None of them really seem to be into the idea, which is weird, as they're all oddly close to their mother and basically live in the same house. Stefan arrives and, spoiler alert, he lives in the guest house.
Quick question. Why do you come through the front door like you don't live in the backyard?
Because I do not live in the backyard.
That is an independent, single-family dwelling with private access that happens to be situated at the rear of the property.
Which begs the question, what does mom do? How can she afford all this? They live in Seattle, which is not the cheapest area, and we're to believe that this single mother of 3 kids is able to live in what is essentially a mansion with a guest house? Sure.
At the dinner table, it is revealed that Taylor lost his job after being called out by Stefan.
Wasn't a good fit. Just gonna leave it there, okay?
Well, that'll free you up to decorate the tree.
Sure does.
So now he's stuck doing that. Stefan explains his new client as
Very intense.
There's a guy who arranged his socks by color gradient.
Okay, Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, pet detective.
I am a pet therapist, not a pet detective.
Alrighty then.
typical brother stuff, am I right? He doesn't have a brother. It's revealed that mom, for some reason, wants all the boys together and the house decorated like when they were little, but they literally all live here. How are they not together? Back at the fire station, Hot Brother is doing yoga because, of course, that's what firefighters do on their off time when the bell rings. And there, sitting on the floor in the lobby of the fire station, is an abandoned baby with a note stating,
Luke, I have no one else to turn to. Please take care of Thomas for me. I'll be back by Christmas, I promise.
So now Luke is responsible for a baby, and I think that everyone's just a little too chill about it.
Luke is 100% sure the baby isn't his, which suggests that this hot guy doesn't get it in. That's like a dumb nerd, dude. The chief says,
your name is on the note.
Like that's legally binding or something? Even his mom is like,
are you sure he isn't yours?
Yes. Hot guy that doesn't bone. It's a travesty. Taylor responds the way I would if you showed up with another baby all of the sudden.
Do you have a baby? How long was I asleep?
Stefan is excited about the prospect.
That even happened.
Well, you see, Stefan, when two people love each other very much.
And everyone is acting like this is a totally normal thing. Mom is kissing a baby that is not even hers and basically says that they should not call child services because times can be tough. This person is a single mom and I understand that that can be a lot. But what could she be doing right now? Mom says that she had help when she was raising the boys, but this person might not. So they're not going to call child services. If something happens to this kid, doesn't it make them all culpable?
Of course, just as they decide to take care of the baby, Mom gets a call from Aunt Louise, who has taken a fall. She's going to have to go there, leaving the dudes alone with the baby. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't have any idea what to do with the baby, but I figured it out, and both our kids are fine. But these guys, I don't know. Because Taylor is unemployed, he gets first baby duty, and it starts to go well.
So you're a baby, that's cool. How's that going?
They potentially find some common ground.
Hold on now. You game? Are you a gamer? My man.
But the shared interest doesn't go well.
Okay, you don't like that. I'm so sorry. What have I done?
He drops the formula, so he has to go to the store.
At the firehouse, Hottie McHotness tells the woman running a fundraiser about a firefighter that died. He's old enough not to have actually died in a fire, though. Dude probably just had a heart attack. The fact that this is a Hallmark movie does come out.
So it's true. Not all heroes wear capes.
That is the dumbest line. At the store, with Taylor. He's not sure what food to get, so he just gets them all. When a friendly patron tells him that the baby might need a diaper change, he reacts the same way I did when I smelled my firstborn.
No. Little, we may have to evacuate the store.
Susie, Stefan's client, continues throwing herself at him, and Stefan continues to be oblivious about it.
So where would you like me to sit?
Stefan comes home to witness the Daisy product placement and finds Taylor defeated after a long day with the baby. Something I'm sure we can all relate to. Stefan believes that his little brother is being a bit dramatic, something he finds out very quickly isn't the case.
I just wanted to make some cookies.
That didn't go well.
The boys have a heart-to-heart about their dad walking out and how hard it is being a single parent.
Just 1 minute of me time, just to get in touch with myself. Is that too much to ask?
Because Taylor got adult diapers, they have to go to the store, where they make a footprint ornament for the baby. While doing so, Blonde from the game company sees them.
Do you want to introduce me to your baby, or?
Oh, that's not mine. No, it's, actually not sure.
You know you can't take those, right?
She's not very happy with him, as the team he left behind is now scrambling to finish the game, but I mean, he was fired, right? Not entirely his fault.
They also get a call that mom is not coming home anytime soon, meaning they're stuck with the baby alone for longer. Mom and Aunt Louise keep talking about how this girl had no one and resorted to the fire station. But again, what is the mom doing? Looking for a job? Why doesn't she sue the father for child support? Why are people acting like this just makes complete sense?
Luke finally comes home, immediately awaking the baby.
Hours we spent trying to get this baby to sleep.
And you come waltzing in from who knows where at all hours of the night.
It's 7:30.
Exactly.
I had a thing.
Oh, you had a thing.
Oh,
He had a thing.
he had a thing. He had a thing.
Interesting. What was her name?
What? You heard us. What was her name?
Luke claims that it's just a baby and caring for it can't be that hard, and indeed, he seems like a natural.
Talk to us after you've changed the
Diaper? Already have.
Well, good luck with
Feeding? Bottled, burped, and bathed, boys.
I would say that Stefan and Taylor wore the baby out so that he was in a better disposition than before.
Susie continues to throw herself at an absolutely dense Stefan.
Oh, no, it's not. No, I'm.
While at the store grabbing some stuff for the Firehouse fundraiser, Luke manages to accidentally switch baby carriers and babies with another mom while judging her for her kid's behavior.
Boy, some people really gotta keep a better eye on their kids.
That's what you get, man.
Yeah. That's not ours.
The cops are a bit judgy and the mom is pissed, but I can totally see this happening. Caitlin might not agree, but the car seats look exactly the same. Also, are we to assume that these are the exact same car seats? Do they have the same base? Do they not need a base? The coincidences are too much.
The boys head to a Christmas market with baby Thomas in tow in a stroller. So either our poor single mom has a $600 to $700 Duna, or the boys just have been buying all this baby gear. Do you think she knew she was going to get free childcare and free swag? Taylor runs into Blonde, and the boys ask,
You ever think about patching things up?
I think some loudmouth, self-centered, with no regard for anybody but myself.
Is this where we're supposed to disagree?
Wouldn't hurt, wouldn't hurt.
so they're going to get back together at some point at the end of this movie. To make their mother happy, the boys get their picture taken with Santa, and we get this iconic scene. But also, are they cutting the line? Why are all these people stoked about it? Are they famous or something?
There's a touching scene where the boys gather around for a sleepover with the baby and make sure to set up all the Christmas decor to make mom happy. They get a tree, decorations, reminisce, and when they get home, they're basically challenged by Mark to compete in the Christmas decorating competition while his blow-ups bang each other in the background. The prize is a cruise, which I don't think is much of a prize, but the boys are going to try and win it for their mom. Taylor is kind of stuck on medieval Christmas, but that idea gets shot down. Blonde shows up to return the mittens that he lent her at the ice rink, and he asks if she could help with their display. Susie also shows up.
I love your helmet.
Thank you.
So their little team works to set up the lights and decorations, and when a specific song comes on, an iconic dance commences.
Star jump.
At the firehouse, one of the funniest interactions happens.
You look just like your dad.
No, he doesn't. Luke gets stuck with this kid and is late to decorating. This starts a whole argument between the boys about who was there when dad left. It seems like Stefan sort of shut down, and his father leaving is probably why he has all of his anxiety issues. It's why Taylor never really grew up, leaving it to the middle child Luke to try and pick up the pieces.
I show up for everyone. For mom, for you, for the community, for this baby. The only one I don't show up for is me.
The firehouse is auctioning off these guys for sexual favors, which I guess is how you'd raise money. I mean, look at these lonely women. Stefan finds that the baby has a little rash and freaks out, taking him to the hospital. Taylor gets scolded by Blonde and realizes that all of this is supposed to be for their mom, and their petty squabbles shouldn't get in the way of that. Luke gets called while getting an award, and the brothers all come running to the hospital after finding out that something's wrong with baby Thomas.
The doctor makes a bit of a bad joke.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
What?
This baby is in need of a serious diaper change.
Also, how did they admit the baby to the hospital? None of these people are the legal guardians. Who's going to sign him out? Who's going to pay for this hospital visit? The boys have yet another heart-to-heart in the car, and they all reconcile about their past and how their dad walking out affected them. Luke apologizes for what he said, but he doesn't sound like it was that far off, and the guys agree. It's actually very sweet for what it's worth, and the acting is actually fairly decent.
You needed a brother.
We needed a dad. We needed a dad. And I'm so mad that we didn't have that.
Very touching. So they work through the night and manage to decorate, prompting Mark to put up more decorations. The competition is underway as Mark shows off his explicit showcase of holiday cheer, but the boys called in the fire department to put the star above the manger, adding a little pizzazz to the evening. Their performance goes poorly and the lights shut down immediately. Somehow they're able to get through it, and Mom shows up to sing Silent Night. It's very touching, and they lose. No cruise for Mom, I guess. Mark does recognize the effort and says,
I got a keg of eggnog. I'm gonna go crush some pints. What do you say?
do they make eggnog kegs? Whatever, he invites them over, but the feeling of elation is short-lived as the baby's mom shows up.
Thomas! My baby.
Acting.
How do we know she's the mom? Can she provide some sort of documentation? I know she called him Thomas, but like, come on.
She was apparently looking for work so she wouldn't lose her apartment. I guess she found some. Luke was one of the first responders when she had Thomas, which is why she remembered him and thought he would be a good person to dump the baby on for around the holidays. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind this. They have a tearful goodbye, but don't worry, the story isn't over yet. Because Stefan did the performance, he goes on and does the talk at the animal shelter. He tells Susie this, and we enter the Hallmark profession of feeling speeches. In this case, it's for each of the boys. Susie finally gets laid, Dirks apologizes to the team at the gaming company, and gets his job and girl back. And Luke flirts with Thomas's mom and is invited in.
The next year, they're all together again because Luke is dating the mom, so the baby stays in the family. Dirks is with Blonde, Susie is with Stefan, and all is well. The end.
This really is Hallmark at its best. There's something for everyone in every stage of their lives. I like that they made Taylor basically a watered-down, more heartfelt version of Dirks.
Some quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4. My treat.
They knew what they were doing when they made this character, getting people like me who hate movies like this to enjoy a character. The interactions are funny, the writing and acting is good, and yeah, there's something in the movie for everyone to enjoy. On to the second movie.
Luke is now a full-fledged father to a fully grown boy. 5 years have passed since the last movie, and him, Sophie, and Thomas have made a little life for themselves, and he's working hard to be the best father that he can be. Stefan is on a radio show where, miraculously, they can trigger sound effects on controllers that aren't even plugged in or on. He's moved on from pet therapy, and obviously he's over his public speaking issues. The radio hosts are complete jerks.
You tell me my car's being towed, I say for a walk.
Basically, it's just look on the bright side.
No, it's a little more involved than that. 17 chapters and a glossary involved.
Snooze.
Which I would get if he was still a pet therapist, but he wrote a book.
Taylor has been pitching a game under his company, but instead of getting people to invest, they just want to buy it outright, something that Taylor isn't keen on doing. I get it. If you had put your life into something, you'd want to own part of it, right? Especially if it'll be a hit and you're missing money down the line. It's Luke's birthday, which I don't remember being so close to Christmas, but Thomas made him a fire hydrant pencil holder and is calling him Dad, which makes my heart melt a little bit. Sophie, after being an unemployed single mother, has apparently been given a job that has conferences. She'll be gone for a week, so I'm sure hilarity will ensue. It's also revealed that Luke is 42. My God, I look like this now. I have no chance of looking that good at 42.
Taylor's having some financial issues, finding a very festive eviction notice on his door that doesn't look official at all. The landlord looks like he's a very lonely, sad man, like most landlords, but it seems like Taylor is 4 to 6 months behind on rent, which while I'm no fan of landlords, it's a bit much to overlook. He just says that Taylor has until Friday to move out. I thought the eviction process was much more in depth. Like, I thought you had to go to court and stuff.
Stefan and Susie are still together, and Susie is being about as subtle as ever about wanting to get married, but Stefan is an idiot.
Big thanks. What happened? You all right? Everything okay?
Yeah, I also noticed that your shoelace is untied, and that's dangerous. Walking around like that, you could fall and hurt yourself. So I'm glad you've tied that up now. And that's great. I mean, why else would you get down on one knee in the park after giving your girlfriend flowers?
Men, am I right? Chief Luke is at the firehouse looking through new recruits and reacts the way I do when I see some of the birthdays of fully grown adults.
1999.
They do a little video chat bit where the mom doesn't understand how to work the technology.
Why is Mom in space? Because she's an astronaut.
Luke needs someone to grab cookies and bring them to school later, and Taylor is actually unemployed again.
I have a business. I have an office. Sid, what are you doing?
Sorry, Taylor, I'm taking you out.
It appears Taylor's getting escorted from his office.
Again.
At the practice for the Christmas play, a show-off is leading the show with a very passionate drama teacher who's also kind of a jerk.
Remember, if you can't sing, you smile big, okay? Yes? Gary, you're a smiler.
The play this year is How the Grump Ruined Christmas.
Isn't it supposed to be the Grinch?
No, we can't afford that word.
Well done, Hallmark. Taylor's immediate attraction is the piano player, which as someone who's married to a piano player, I totally get. But his flirting is ruined when it's revealed that Taylor brought peanut cookies to rehearsal, causing the show-off from before to have a reaction.
What's in these cookies? Are there peanuts in these?
Gotta go.
It doesn't seem like she's that affected by it, though. Stefan bumps into something, and Rube Goldberg's the decorations, causing the entire set to be destroyed. The director crashes out, and our boys are left holding the bag.
At dinner with their mother, they all argue about whose fault it was that the show is ruined, and they're interrupted by a guest.
Hi, I'd like you to meet Pastor Roy.
Yeah.
He's my,
I'm your mom's boyfriend.
Can pastors date? They've been dating for 6 months, and I get not telling them when it's early, but the dinner does get a little awkward.
He's very good with his hands.
And again, could he, be with the mom without being married? I don't know. To cover up the fact that Taylor is being evicted, he convinces his brothers to stay at their mother's house, all being under one roof for Christmas again. The next day, the boys head to the principal's office to have a chat about the state of the Christmas play. The principal is the same one they had when they were in school.
Didn't mind you. Don't even remember you.
I'm Steph.
I didn't like you one bit. You still living in your mother's basement?
Not sure that's relevant.
And they're saved by Pastor Roy, who's going to help them get the show up and running again, a prospect the boys are just stoked about.
Luke is distraught that he might no longer be the hottest guy at the fire station. Of course, the new hot dude's name is Chad. The first rehearsal with the brothers goes great.
We're going to get into a car, we're going to drive south until we run out of gas.
All right, come on.
They remain resolute, even though this is for sure going to be a train wreck. Upon returning home, Stefan and Taylor realize that their spaces have been overtaken.
My room. My lair. My last resort. What the?
Mom needed more space. That makes sense.
Can't even imagine what you did to Luke's room.
Well,
Oh, come on.
Taylor opens the yearbook where it says he's going to live in his mother's basement forever, while getting an email from the guy who wanted to buy his game.
Luke has felt really emasculated by Chad, the new recruit, and in trying to break his pull-up record, he hurts his back. I get it, man. I really get it. The boys make a bet during Christmas Pictionary that the losing team will have to wear ridiculous Christmas outfits. Of course, the boys lose, and even though Thomas was on the winning team, he had to wear one too. I don't know, Thomas, I'd fight back on that.
Taylor keeps sweet-talking the piano player, and it turns out that they have a lot in common. They both live in their parents' basements. They both are creative people waiting for the big break. Safe to say that Taylor is smitten.
How about that Caroline, huh? Something about her.
Luke is planning on bringing a tree into the house, but Roy brings one in, cut it down with his own 2 hands. Feeling like he's getting older, Luke insists on being the guy to put up the tree alone. This obviously ends poorly.
Put it in the stand?
It's not in the stand.
I'm okay.
And Christmas was saved.
Roy meets Susie on Gingerbread Day, and Stefan is really the one who's having the hardest time with him. That sort of makes sense. He probably remembers their dad the most and is having trouble coming to terms with everything. He's pretty adverse to talking about it, too. Taylor and Carolyn have a date playing some DDR Christmas game, and I guess it's sweet. The music sucks, though. I don't know how the game is scoring this at all. They share a sweet moment that is obliterated by the brothers.
Making friends?
Hi.
Were you gonna kiss?
Probably.
Trying.
The boys and the students play laser tag for team building, but shouldn't they be like rehearsing? Also, did these parents just let these guys take their kids for the night? Yeah, no, actually that might make sense.
This little powwow does motivate the group to do better, even though they've burned like 3 days. Whatever. There's some argument about the roles.
Fine. Then I'm playing the grump. Well, why do you get to be the grump?
I'm grumpy.
They hand out the scripts, and the kids are nervous. Thomas doesn't feel like he's good enough for more lines.
Well, there was someone who was in the play that would make fun of us when we mess up.
Was that someone allergic to peanuts?
I'm glad Show Off isn't in the show anymore. They don't need her. If you're talented and have an ego about it, you're probably just as insecure as everyone else. They teach the kids the sugar plum dance from the first movie, and it seems to go pretty well, honestly, and as long as the kids are having fun, that's the most important thing. They don't do great at singing the songs, and Thomas is pretty upset about it.
I don't want to do the play anymore.
The boys set up a sleepover similar to the first movie. Taylor shows why he's the best brother and sits down with Thomas.
Kids used to say a lot of mean things to me.
Really?
Yes.
Why? You're awesome.
Well, you're a man of exquisite taste, T, and I love you for it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a heartfelt conversation that basically boils down to when people say mean things about you, they're probably just upset with themselves.
He's successful in building Thomas's confidence, and the boys sit around talking about how this phase is harder than babies in some ways.
Kid makes fun of you one time, he'll carry it for the rest of your life.
Bunch of kids make fun of you a bunch of times. Suddenly you're half a person eating lunch in the faculty lounge with the guidance counselor. I mean, hypothetically.
They say that they can't have the kids go out there and perform like that and need a new plan. How many days before the show is this? Their ace in the hole is Mark Leclerc, here to save the show.
What kind of time frame are we working on?
2 days.
2 days. Okay, changes things. All good, all good, all good.
Mark's a little intense, but that might be what it takes to save this play.
Question. What's the school board's policy on black market penguins?
Mark did, in fact, bring his unique charm to the stage and is familiar with Roy.
Yeah, Mark, I believe, was the first man to yell "Booyah!" during a baptism. People were very uncomfortable.
Roy continues to overstep a bit by pulling the boys aside to ask if this might be too much. Looking at what Mark has done, I kind of agree with Roy, but Roy saying he's going to give some fatherly advice is certainly going a step too far.
Carolyn is also putting the play at arm's length.
So you're just gonna walk away and quit on these kids?
No, I didn't say that, but I'm also not down to hijack a kindergarten Christmas pageant.
Susie says pretty much the same thing to Stefan, and it's true the guys are projecting a bit.
You know, we just didn't want it to be embarrassing for them.
For them or for you?
I do think making a set full of blow-ups is actually a fairly good idea given the circumstances.
I think you've lost the point.
Thanks, Susie. We'll take that under advisement. The overloaded fuse box and the use of blowtorches in a school production leads to a small fire. They can't set up until an electrical inspector makes sure that everything is safe. Needless to say, this is a bit of a damper on the show. The boys do put their anger in the wrong place, though.
Don't look at me, look at Roy.
Me?
Yeah, Roy, you had a blowtorch backstage.
So you think I intentionally tried to burn down an elementary school?
Well, I guess we don't really know you all that well, do we, Roy?
Okay, let's just slow down, son.
Oh, don't call him son, all right?
do that.
You're not our dad.
No, I am not. I am just a guy that is in love with your mom. And I am really starting to regret getting involved in trying to help you boys out. Excuse me.
The finger pointing continues, and Taylor walks away from the show. And yeah, it's the all is lost moment. Mom decides to set the boys straight, but they're trying to protect her. And like, I would get that if everyone didn't already know the pastor and had good things to say about him. He does insert himself into things and should be more mindful of that. Mom's right. She deserves to be happy. And without the cloud of distrust around people dating their mom, they'd probably like Roy a lot more. The boys have their obligatory heart-to-heart in the car and try to clear up their issues.
What I do know is... You guys gonna sit around and cry all night? You wanna talk about how to save the show?
Is that even still possible?
Well, you guys are in here holding hands, talking about your feelings. Pastor Roy called it a miracle and got an inspector in. Show's back on.
We're circling down to the end now, so that means confessions of feelings with the women of the movie. Woohoo, starting with Taylor. There's a fundraiser at the firehouse that Luke manages to show up to, presented by Balsam Hill, mind you. Like Lightning McQueen at the end of Cars 3, he's ready to pass the torch to his recruits.
The guys also apologized to Roy, as this whole thing was basically his doing. Taylor also allows Stefan to be the grump. The show is pretty good, super cute, and pretty good knockoff of The Grinch. But when the harness of the grump fails, Stefan is stuck in the air, and Mark is nowhere to be found.
You guys don't have any eggnog? What kind of concession is this?
The girl, who's been quiet the whole time, gets up and sings to the crowd, saving the show.
And Christmas was saved!
The girl's name is Yijin, and her father is Brian? From the beginning, when Taylor tried to get an investor in his game, Taylor opts not to sell, which I think is the best idea. After some heartfelt hugging after the show, it's up to Stefan to share his feelings with Susie now. And he proposes. It's pretty spontaneous, so Taylor provides one of his rings to make it official.
Everyone gathers around the tree for Christmas Day, and Taylor gives Carolyn a mimosa, but she has a candy cane, so that's gross. Roy shows up, and the boys do their dance, and everyone was happy.
And Christmas was saved.
And Christmas was saved. We always talk about how the kid actors in these movies can absolutely ruin them. And the kid that plays Thomas is actually pretty great. Mm-hmm. Again, in comparison to some of the garbage that this channel pushes out, this movie, even for being a sequel, is good.
It's hard to follow up a hit with another hit, you know what I mean?
Sure, it's not breaking any new ground, but I don't think a lot of Christmas movies really do. The expansion of the characters is great, and again, there's something for everyone to enjoy here. They also managed to get back all the same actors, which is always great for a sequel.
On to movie 3.
Movie number 3. So Luke and Sophie are expecting. Not only that, they're expecting twins. How awful is that?
Pretty awful.
Stefan and Susie are planning their wedding, and Stefan isn't taking it very well. Unable to make decisions on anything. And it's like, dude, just let Susie choose. Taylor is trying to get a new video game job, and the head of the company wants to partner with him. But that would require him to move out of state, away from his family, and that wasn't really what he had discussed with his girlfriend.
Sophie and Luke go to a session about having twins that is not very helpful.
The chaos is real. But that's all right, ladies, because at least we have help. Right? Wrong. If your husband is anything like mine, he'll become so overwhelmed, his only contribution will be sitting on a bucket in the garage, staring blankly at the wall. I'm not sure he even knows we're still married, but we'll rekindle that spark someday, won't we, Tom?
It's Tim.
I feel you, Tim.
Such a gift.
You got it. That's it.
Susie tries to put Stefan in his place about making some decisions about the wedding.
I love you so much. So I'm going to say this as delicately as possible. I am going to kill you!
And Stefan agrees.
I can also get out of my own way. Heck, I wrote the book on it.
Sure did.
That book cover is cursed. Train Stefan's not real. He can't hurt you. They also discover a leak in the roof, setting up the fact that they're probably going to wind up in the guest house.
Again. Look who's at Taylor's job interview. That's right, blonde from the first movie. Although she's more of a brunette now with highlights. We don't mention her in the last movie because she wasn't in the last movie. Not even mentioned. She gave him a rave review, which is sort of why he's being offered the job. I can get why that would give someone pause, feeling like you didn't earn it. Someone was just helping you along. She also is a little handsy, which I'm sure doesn't help things. Luke is not doing well after the disaster of a meeting.
Just seemed like all that talk of chaos and forgetting anniversaries seemed a little over the top, no?
Sophie sort of talks him down, but then he sees this guy who's just not having a good time.
Susie's dad keeps calling her, and not surprisingly, he's not the biggest fan of Stefan.
I don't think he likes me very much.
Why on earth would you say that?
Well, the one time I met him, he said, I don't like you very much.
Honestly, I wouldn't be either. He's a pet therapist, which in my eyes is not a real job. But if he really makes Susie happy, isn't that better than someone truly awful? We'll see how I am when my daughters start dating. I guess I can't judge anyone right now. Taylor is still with Carolyn, but he's not being forthright with her. He dodges how the interview was and doesn't explain the fact that they want him to move away. She's so damn supportive, he could easily just explain things to her, but in typical rom-com Hallmark fashion, he doesn't, because...
Back at Gigi's house, the gang all starts to trickle in. Thomas is super cute.
Uncle Stefan, can you help me?
Absolutely, buddy. I'd love to. I live for gingerbread.
Uncle Taylor!
My dude. Yes.
I can't breathe. Did you bring me anything?
I brought myself. Is that not enough? I also brought you a small and expensive drone.
Awesome!
Seriously, Taylor? That gift is bigger than what he gets for Christmas.
I missed him.
Of course, Taylor is the favorite, and they all try to get Taylor to open up about his new job opportunity, which he, again, avoids. The boys also discover that their mom is planning on selling the house. It makes sense. This place is huge, and 2 of the 3 boys have moved out, and 1 apparently still lives there. Even though Taylor has a girlfriend, this will be the last Christmas at this house, though. Susie arrives with her father, played by a man I recognize but can't quite put my finger on. Bob mistakes Luke for Stefan, and it's really awkward, considering Luke is sitting next to a very pregnant woman that's not Susie. Bob is also pretty attached to a bird named Jerry. I'm sure that won't come up again later.
But Bob's a fucking dick.
Pretty common for your generation, I suppose. And adults still living with their moms.
Sure, Bob, a house was like $5 when you were Stefan's age, and you could support a family with 1 full-time salary from Home Depot. I know that's not really what he does, but my point stands. It was easy for you, dude. Also, Stefan is there to support his single mother. You bitch. Taylor tells his lady about the fact that he'd have to move away to get the job, but they're interrupted by Stefan, and she goes off to work before any meaningful resolution. At the dinner table, the product placement hits an absolute fever pitch.
Similar shit.
Here we go.
Ooh, King's Hawaiian.
And the family resolves to make this the best Christmas ever.
The next day, Stefan gets pissed at the bird, causing it to pass out and for him to open the cage. Of course, he thinks the bird is dead and leaves the cage open, and the undead bird flies right out the window. Taylor's girlfriend is being supportive, but Taylor is conflicted about moving away from his family. He's terrible at expressing that feeling.
This is exactly what we've been wanting.
Maybe it's not.
Which part? I mean, the job or doing this together?
I don't know. What I want?
What the hell, dude? Just say you don't want to leave your family. I guess the movie is trying to make us think that he's conflicted about Blonde being in San Francisco. It's pretty obvious to me that Taylor doesn't want to leave his family, so why isn't he just being honest about that?
There's some minor drama at a Santa visit with an elf. When the family gets back, Bob discovers Jerry's escape. I should mention, throughout this movie, the gang has been pretty much ignoring Thomas. He wants to go sledding or hang out, but everyone has stuff going on. It's pretty understandable, but sad, because he's about to be competing for attention with the twins. At the fire department, Luke takes care of his crew's nieces and nephews, and finds out that having more than one child is chaos. I'll make sure to point out this scene if Caitlin ever wants to have another kid. It's not happening. Thomas has been acting out, and Stefan actually makes a good point.
You're not even seeking to understand.
how he applies this knowledge to animals is beyond me.
Luke finally talks to Thomas about what's been going on. All things considered, Luke is a great dad, and it's easy to get distracted when there's other kids on the way, especially twins.
Feels like everyone's forgotten about me.
So that's heartbreaking, but Luke handles it pretty well, and the boys all apologize and have a present fight with Thomas, which is a bit cringy but heartwarming, and Taylor finally gets his medieval Christmas. They invite Bob on their tree adventure, and he's been a wet blanket this whole time, so I don't know why they do, but the brothers come to Stefan's aid.
If trees had nightmares, they'd be about him.
Sometimes I'll go out in the woods sometimes and just chop them down. That's not true. I respect nature. I would never just go and chop down a living tree.
Son-in-law? Son-in-awe.
The notion of a fake tree is brought up.
Why don't we just pull out the fake?
What? The fake? For our last Christmas in the house?
Presented by Balsam Hill. Highly realistic, beautiful, artificial Christmas trees.
Because it's so close to Christmas, they go to the Christmas Tree Pets and More guy behind the mall.
The gang goes to Carolyn's work so Taylor can say sorry.
Using an adorable 7-year-old to do your bidding?
He is cute. Is it working?
They still try to convince Bob that Stefan cut down the tree, and Jerry comes back and... Okay. I'm going to have to ruin this. A cockatiel, which is what Jerry is, are native to Australia. You know what Australia is known for? Warm weather. Now, Bob claims that he found Jerry while doing military stuff in Bosnia, which, for those of you who are terrible at geography, is right here. They have hot summers, but cold winters. Oh, and cockatiels aren't native. So my question is, did Bob kill someone for this bird? And that bird has been in the cold Seattle weather for a few days now, right? It would be dead. Could an ornithologist chime in here? Because I am struggling.
The bird reveals that Stefan was the one that let Jerry out. But I mean, Jerry's the one who flew away. The movie attempts to do a Christmas Vacation because there's a hamster in the tree. Bob's a little bitch about being bitten, and Thomas is a bit dramatic.
Christmas is ruined.
Blonde also shows up at the house, and I mean, does anyone ring a doorbell? She's pretty confident just walking into the house. This is America, honey. You're going to get shot. With the stress of the entire situation, Taylor passes out. So they all go to the hospital and see the doctor that has a cameo in every movie. Taylor admits that he saw her at the job interview, and Carolyn gets pissed, but again, he's obviously very conflicted and wasn't sure how to parse this information. I get it. I do, but I don't think that it's fair to come down on him too hard. Oh, Bob also stepped on a Christmas ornament and is actually a huge bitch. Shocker.
Taylor finally opens up to his family about moving.
Now that I'm faced the idea of losing you, I do not think I can do it.
The family comes together to go to Home Goods and decorate the house. The next morning, Bob leaves to a hotel. Taylor and Blonde talk. Turns out that she basically ghosted him, and that's why he's a bit conflicted about seeing her. He draws a boundary with her, explaining that he's happy now, and she can't just pop in or try to ruin that. Luke brings Sophie breakfast in bed and realizes that he indeed forgot their anniversary, which to him proves that he will become Tim. Something he has a bit of a crash out over. And this triggers the boys to have another heart-to-heart, and for them to resolve to continue their plight to make this the best Christmas ever. Because they don't know what Thomas wants for Christmas, they have to return to the mall Santa to see what he said. Turns out the elf guarding Santa is the guy whose Christmas play they ruined last movie. He's not going to help them. So they try to steal the clipboard, effectively destroying the Winter Wonderland at the mall.
Why is there confetti?
The elf, in his fury, reveals that Thomas wants a mighty mech, an impossible toy to get this holiday season. Luckily, Mark Leclerc is here to save the day with disguises so they can get to the mall and find the mech. Mark joins in, which is funny. Taylor takes a call from Carolyn while the boys get into a fight with a lady for the toy.
I know, I'm the worst. House gone 3 minutes.
Hang on, boys!
Because of their shenanigans, they don't get the toy and they're all thrown in jail. Somehow, given the circumstances, they convince Bob to come back, but Susie's been through the ringer here. Bob shows up to dinner, and when it's revealed that the wedding has been put on hold, Bob is a complete ass.
You know, that's probably for the best.
And Mom loses it.
The love that he has for Susie doesn't need your approval.
Yeah, you tell him, Mom.
And of course, the twins decide to come right now, which means it's time for the Hallmark movie ending feelings discussion with 10 minutes of screen time. Bob finally apologizes for being terrible. 2 baby girls arrive, and Susie and Stefan get married at the hospital. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that if I were Susie.
Everybody we love is here right now.
Are they, though? Is Bob a single dad? There's no other family or friends we were planning on inviting. Bob runs to get the dress, and the preacher man / mom's boyfriend from the second movie shows up. I don't know where he was this whole time. And there are some musicians with tuxes for the boys. Taylor gets his 5 seconds of feelings with his girl, and they resolve to head off to San Francisco. The wedding happens, and as a last bit of wholesomeness, Mark Leclerc, dressed as Santa, makes sure that Thomas gets his gift. The end.
So yes, it's consistent that these movies sort of steamroll the endings. But again, it's a solid movie. The movies move in an organic way, with each person's relationship growing and changing as each movie happens. It's a good series and one that we've added to our regular Christmas movie rotation.
It is, from what I've seen, the best example of a Hallmark movie. There are others, though, that really provide a pretty good watching experience that we'll go over for you.
This will be a little bit more
freeform.
More freeform. Okay. So
you're going to be doing most of the talking, so I will chime in when I know.
When he knows what the movie is.
What each is.
So I wanted to come up with a top 10 list, and not necessarily in any order, or there might be ones that I'm not thinking of, but these are the ones that stood out in my head when I was rocking the baby in the middle of the night.
She's a math teacher and instead counted to, what, 15?
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. I made my 10 and then I thought of another one. I'm like, well, I might as well just make it 15. So these are ones that I feel are rewatchable, that are not like...
Even I like some of them.
Yes. And we've talked about how a lot of these movies fall into kind of that little thing we said at the beginning where, you know, it's either...
The rural guy.
You know, coming back, they grew up together, they dated at some point, they're reconnecting, whatever. Or it's 2 people that end up being forced to work together, they hate each other, and they end up liking each other at the end. Some of them do fall into that, one of those 2 situations on my list here, but the majority of them don't. And yeah, so anyway, number 1, we'll start at the best one, is A Heidelberg Christmas. I believe, or Heidelberg Holiday. Sorry, we have to do the... And you'll see that most of the names of these movies have nothing to do with the movie.
Well, it's impossible. You've said before, it's impossible to know what each movie is because they all have similar names.
And like they'll like either do something like this, like Heidelberg Heidelberg Holiday. I do like because it's Heidi Heidelberg. They're in Germany. Like that one makes sense. But half of these, they just pick like a Christmas song title, and it sounds great. Like Let It Snow, and that's the name of the movie. And it's like, well,
it has nothing to do with the movie.
But anyway, Heidelberg Holiday. If out of all the ones besides Our Three Wise Men, if this is the one that I highly recommend. So this one's about a girl. She is an artist. She makes ornaments, and her family is from Germany, and she's really always wanted to sell her artwork at this holiday Christmas kind of art show in Germany. And she ends up getting picked to go over there. And because it's last minute, she was last minute entry, she has to ship her ornaments quickly, and they're obviously glass. She hand makes them. So she pays a little bit less for shipping, but then they're not getting there on time. So what I really like about this one is that there's the love interest and all that kind of stuff, but the drama is not between her and the guy. The drama is the fact that her ornaments aren't showing up on time. So that I really like. It takes place in Germany. It's beautiful. All the characters are good. You know this one.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this one I feel like is the best on this list.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
No?
Now, this title makes sense. The Nine Lives of Christmas. Because it involves cats.
Yes, it does. And this one, there's still a little bit of drama between the guy and the girl, but it's more, again, based on, like, more, like...
It is closer to your typical Hallmark formula.
But both of them more have drama going on in their own lives, and then they just end up, like, continue to end up back to each other. But, yeah, highly recommend. I like both the actors in that one. They did make a sequel to this one called The 9 Kittens of Christmas, I believe. Not as good, but Miss Christmas. One of my favorites. This one does kind of fall into that, like, ends up dealing with a guy. They don't like each other, and then they end up liking each other. But she is the person who picks essentially the Rockefeller tree. Obviously, they're not doing Rockefeller, but she picks the tree, and the original tree that they pick gets damaged in transport. So now she has to find a backup tree. Story ensues, but it's very cute. The kid's pretty good actor in that one. I would say this one, along with Heidelberg, are probably my top 2 on here. For this one, we have our main characters. He gets fired from his job. He's some sort of finance guy, does what his father did. She's a teacher, but her father has recently passed away and he had a bunch of medical debt. And so now she somehow has inherited the medical debt. And there's like he ends up working at a Christmas tree farm stand because he's unemployed currently.
Oh, this
yeah.
one.
And she is friends with the older man that owns the Christmas tree farm. So again, this one's kind of nice because there's kind of a twist at the end on how they're all related and things like that. But their relationship's nice because there's not as much drama. They're kind of just know each other for happenstance. Like it's a cute one.
Again, Christmas under the stars, nothing to do. It's
with
about
it.
a Christmas tree farm.
Yeah,
Essentially,
exactly.
what it boils down to is it's about a Christmas tree farm.
And it's not even the farm itself. It's like in the city, like a Christmas tree stand. Window Wonderland. We just watched that one this morning.
We just watched that one this morning. I'll say actually pretty good. It was pretty early in Hallmark really serializing this stuff.
Yeah.
It's 2013. So a lot of the tropes haven't been played out.
Yeah.
Stefan is in it, the guy that plays Stefan. And a good twist at the end. Actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Fairly typical. I mean, the woman's boyfriend is a total douche, but they're doing the windows for
like essentially like a Macy's or Saks Fifth Avenue. Like they're doing the holiday window displays like in New York City. And they're competing to see whose window is the best and they're going to get the head job.
For me, it just reminded me of that Bob's Burgers episode.
Yeah,
with the windows. So it's kind of like that. It is actually pretty good.
So in our research in this, they kind of started doing the big countdown to Christmas in 2014. So the movies that came out, I would say prior to 2014, but then probably somewhere between 14 and maybe even 18, they're probably better because now they start putting these movies out like 3 a weekend. And it's just, unfortunately,
it's a quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Thing, and you can tell.
Christmas at the Plaza. This is another one. I really do love this one. So this one, she is some sort of historian type thing, but she's hired by the Plaza Hotel in New York to basically design like a theme for their holiday party. So she's going through the archives. The archives are all paper. And what she ends up figuring out is that every year since they've had Christmas at the Plaza, they've had a different topper on the tree.
I remember this one.
Yes. So good. So she's basically been discovering, and they keep them. So she's going to do, her whole thing is going to be based on all of these. They have a different name too. It's not like tree topper. It's got a fancy name. She figures out that one year they didn't have it. So then the whole story is kind of her trying to figure out what happened to it. And this one also has a fun little twist at the end to figuring out like where it was. This is Eric's favorite one.
No, it's not.
The Timeless Christmas?
No, because it's Three Wise Men and a Baby.
Be in mind, Three Wise Men and a Baby is our favorite. So everything we say here is all second place to these.
I liked A Timeless Christmas because it was like an out of place time travel thing. There's this guy who's like the lord of the manor who falls asleep. I forget the magic or whatever that happens.
Yeah.
But he wakes up and his house is a museum and everybody thinks he's just an actor. And so like it's actually kind of funny. The way that things happen and
it's
how
unique.
It's this guy who's a fish out of water. He's trying to order people around and they're like, who are you?
Who's this actor? Yeah.
And so I really like it. I like the whole time travel thing.
And they did it in a fun way, not a cringy,
I liked it a lot, which is saying something because I hate all this kind of stuff. I will say too, it's so funny how every single cover is exactly the same. It's impossible to you can't tell these movies apart by their titles or their covers.
No.
They provide no help.
I need
whatsoever.
to see. I like the main actors are usually what I can do, but the problem is that they are all. Some of them are in 2 or 3 movies a season.
I know. Gretchen Wieners is in a lot of them.
She's like
so
the face of Hallmark right now. So this one, 12 Gifts of Christmas. As I've mentioned to Eric, we have 12 Gifts of Christmas. We have 12 Dates of Christmas. We have the 12 something. I don't know. There's all these ones. But anyway, this one is 12 Gifts of Christmas. So this one I think I like too because I kind of wish I had her job. So she is a professional shopper essentially. So people can hire her to help them shop for people for Christmas. So this guy hires her. He usually just gets gift cards for his family, like, things like that. So she is now hanging out with him, getting to know him and his family so she can help him go shopping. And she's an artist. She paints, like, this is kind of like her side gig while she's trying to get her art shown.
It's her main gig.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I
The art is her side gig.
Yeah.
Yes.
The art is the
side gig.
Come on, let's be real.
But yeah, so like there's a little bit of conflict at the end, but I feel like it's actually more between her and her sister than her and the guy. So again, this is not one it doesn't play out. Obviously, she's going to end up with him. You know, it's one of those, but they're all going to be
they're
that
all
way.
One of those. My Southern Family Christmas. Now, is this where she thinks she's adopted or?
No. This one is where she knows. So she's found her biological father. She's a reporter. And so she goes to, because he's going to be like this Mr. Christmas one. Like
Bruce Campbell is in it from The Evil Dead. He's in A Southern Family Christmas. So if you're a Bruce Campbell fan, it's really fun to see him do, a holiday Hallmark rom-com.
Yeah.
Royal Holiday.
Royal Holiday. This one is just a classic. Aaron Juvette, he's pretty big on like Broadway and shows and things like that. So he plays a prince, and him and his mother are in America to, I don't know, do something. But they are traveling back and they get snowed in at this inn. So they're there and no one knows who they are. And the main girl is her father owns the inn. So she is traveled home to spend Christmas with her father and help him with the inn. She has a wonderful singing voice. So they're singing in this one and not like cringy, singing. It's good. Next one, A Very Merry Mix-Up. I don't think you've seen this one. This is an older one too. So this one, she is again dating this jerky guy. She's going to meet his family for Christmas. He, I believe, traveled ahead of time. So she's traveling. She gets into this accident at the airport with a guy. Both their phones end up getting like into liquid, so they don't have her phones. They end up having concussions, things like that. But he has the same last name as her fiance. His brother has the same first name as her fiance. So she thinks this is his family. So she goes back to him with the house, things like that. Come to find out, she's been with a different family this entire time. Ends up being like, but this family is super lovely. So of course, then she meets the jerky boyfriend's family. They suck. So she ends up back, obviously, with the brother of the guy who she thought. But it's so cute. It's a cute one.
They did an obligatory Hanukkah movie.
They start doing them every year.
Yeah.
Usually whatever weekend Hanukkah starts.
They made a big deal about this one, so I don't know if it was their first one.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty
It's
good.
Yeah.
Unrealistic, because the friend does get the girl.
Yeah.
Dude who's in the friend zone does
Mhm.
get the girl in the end.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that that's going to happen, but it is.
As in all these movies. Yeah.
I would recommend it. It's like she's getting all these mystery gifts.
Yeah. And she's trying to
they're
figure
all
out who
about
they're
her,
from.
and
Yeah.
she's trying to figure out who it is, and
Mhm.
like obviously doesn't think it's the guy in the friend zone.
Yeah.
The mistletoe promise. What is that?
So this one, our main girl, she owns her business with her ex-husband, and his new girlfriend works there too. So she's kind of just like not bitter, but like
I wouldn't do
obviously not ideal. And then our main guy, he is becoming partner at his law firm. And most of the time, the partners only are married family guys.
Her ex?
Basically, they're both single and unhappy about it. And not necessarily that they want to be dating someone, but that it's inconvenient for them to be single right now. And they end up like somehow meeting at the mall. And so then they write up this contract that they're going to be each other's fake boyfriend, girlfriend to get through the holidays.
For crazy.
I don't know if you've ever seen this one. This is a 2013 one. This is an old one. It is so good. Yeah, I forget exactly what happens in her life, but her family owns a Christmas tree farm. So she either like loses her job, she's kind of in hard times, so she has to go back and work for her parents at their Christmas tree farm. And it's another situation too where she's not on the farm. She has the trees in the city, like on this corner lot. Yeah, it's a tree one.
It's another tree.
Yeah, but like there's conflict with, I feel like the conflict is not with the guy. It's with the tree lot is on a corner near a department store. So the tree lot is failing and they're getting kicked out of where they're supposed to be, but it's a good one. That one has Dirks in it.
On the 12th date
of Christmas. So this is the last one we're going to talk
apparently
about.
has Dirk. Oh, there he is.
Yes.
There he is.
There he is.
So I'm already a fan. But he doesn't act like
he's most Dirks-esque in Three Wise Men.
Right.
In this one, he's still he just has that, I think that's just how he is as a person.
Yeah.
That kind of comes through. In this one, they are both they're developing an app and they're like kind of competing, I believe. But this company has hired them to make an app that kind of leads people to their business. And so they come up with,
I remember this.
Yes. So they come up with 12 dates for Christmas. So people are supposed to go on the app and then like on the first day, and it has to somewhat relate to the song. So it's fun because they're working. This is a typical one where they're forced to work each other. They don't like each other. Yeah. So there's a lot more, but I'll stop myself.
The point of
here.
the top 15 is that these are the best ones.
These are ones that I will rewatch. If it's on, I will be excited.
What was the one that we saw on Hallmark Mysteries? Happy Holidays?
That's it. Yep. Happy Holidays.
Oh my God. This was trash.
It was the worst. We didn't even finish it.
We couldn't. It was the worst. Here's what you should do. You should watch Three Wise Men and a Baby, and then watch Happy Holidays, and see the broad, Grand Canyon-sized distance between them.
Yeah.
This was awful. It was so bad. And it's like, it was just exposition after exposition. Like, it was so bad. It was really, really bad. And like, I feel bad for the actors because maybe they're fine.
Yeah, the writing.
But the writing was awful. The dogs are cute. I joked that if they wanted to save the movie, the main guy has a sister. He runs like a pet shelter. The main guy has a sister, and I was like, if they really wanted to make it a twist, the main girl was going to wind up with the sister and not the dude. But they don't have any. They didn't have any balls for that one. So, but yeah. So those are our recommended.
Our goal is to hopefully convert some people, and seeing that not all of them are bad.
Yeah, I don't even know if my goal is to convert you.
My goal is to show you that not all Hallmark movies are bad.
Some of them are pretty good. And, even if you're someone like me that throughout the month of December watches Elf daily, it's good to mix things up.
Yeah, they're not winning any awards anytime soon, but they're feel-good holiday background, but
that's that.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
watch it.
Go watch these.
Yeah.
Because if you're a fan of Letterkenny, I think you'll actually enjoy this. At least a little bit. Or watch it with your significant other.
Yeah.
And enjoy it together.
They are on Amazon.
Go to the Hallmark channel if you happen to have cable.
Yeah, you're assuming that we're the only people.
I know. I keep telling you to get rid of it. She won't get rid of cable. I don't know why. We only use it for Hallmark.
Yeah.
We don't use it for anything else.
If you do have cable, if you just low on there, they might play the.
Go on there, DVR it.
They do, yeah.
They because have DVDs starting for sale too. The
DVDs are cheap. Yeah, but starting in November, they play these movies 24 hours a day. So like if you're up at 2 a.m., check it out because
they're playing their best at 2 a.m.
Sometimes they'll play the old ones then, the good ones, because they're older. But you'll see like Fur Crazy or Starry Christmas, things like that. They'll be playing in the middle of the night because they're old. And they know that these ones are good. So they play these ones a lot.
So each one sort of has a declining level of quality. The budget certainly got higher in them, but like the story, I don't know.
The first one's. Talk any.
I'm wrong. They're pretty much all even.
Yeah,
they're not great.
We laughed, and we will rewatch them. I feel like that's a great indicator, the rewatchability. Because some of these I do watch once, and I'm like, that was good. But if it comes on, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch this.
Right.
But all the ones that we listed off, if I see them on, I'm watching it.
Cool. Well, friends.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Christmas was saved.